I don't know what's wrong with my headphones, but they're being very weird. I don't know how many of you will be able to join this. I honestly am going live just to kind of get out some thoughts. I got up early to write this morning, and it's. I don't think a Q&A has ever left me as bereft as this last one that I just did on Facebook. There are a lot of things that I guess I'm really excited about this book. I really like the ribbon, and that's why I came up with it. I like the idea that a few decisions here and there change things. I don't think the plot is the same as the first book. I don't. I know that we are dealing with some of the same issues, but they're not the same. The Claudia situation didn't go the same way. The Ring is not going the same way, and the kind of whole point of this reality is that we're finding out there are a lot of things that our original reality doesn't know. And they know that because we see Titus and his opinion a lot more than we did in book one. And because they're not all dealing with the emotional trauma that Haley went through in book one. That's a big difference. They include her more because they're not so worried about how like her mental capacity is going to take it. It's alluded to at the end of book 3 that the Ring is bigger. Like that's a big key and a plot point moving forward. I know people are really excited about the Triplets books. I just didn't really think it was to the detriment of this book. So, yeah, and I've said it many times, like, I know book 1 is rough, you guys. I know that. I'm working on the edits. There are a lot of tidbits. I'm sure if any of you guys have read what I've posted, there's still edits being done to the one I posted. But like there are a lot of little tidbits in there that aren't in the original. Changing the tenses, so that it's all matching like the other books. I know it's rough. I know that. It doesn't need to constantly be said. I get it. And yeah, just, it's getting the same questions that we've answered and that I've answered many times. It's just, it's hard sometimes. Like, where are we going next? I feel like I have been very upfront, very honest about where we're going next. Gosh, I don't know how many times I've said EJ's book is next. The Q&A kind of has me worried that everyone's going to crap on EJ and Cassie's story, no matter how long or short they are, because everyone just wants Alexander's story. And it's like, well, there's setup to be done for Alexander's story, and there's still EJ's story to tell with Elise, and there's still Cassie's story to tell with her mate. So yeah, it's just thank you, Layla, Saluki, Rebecca, Levon. I've seen you on here too. As I probably got after a few people on the Q&A. I'm sure if you've read through all the comments, you know that I did. I honestly don't know what to say at this point. Like, I think that probably, if I'm taking time out of my day to do stuff like that, it's a little hurtful that someone would come on there and like rip apart plot points, or I know there's people that hope there's not a white wolf in this universe because they don't want Dylan's parents to be right. But I hope you would trust me to make sure that all that played out the way that is true to our characters. Like, I would never hurt Dylan. I love Dylan. So it's, gosh, it's been a morning. Amanda, thank you. I'm glad you're excited for EJ's story. Yeah, I don't want anybody to get on Facebook and say, like, they hurt my feelings, because I could go live on there and tell them that. I don't need them to apologize. I don't need them to say anything. I just wanted to come on and talk to a group of people that, like I said, I know that the people on Patreon like the books, like Where You're Going. Our Q&As are never disheartening. So yeah, just in my feelings this morning, you guys, and wanted to talk to you guys. Sometimes it's, sometimes it's just when I answer questions, I'm like, did you read the book? Like, have you read the book? That's my legitimate question. Yeah. Levon, I know it's difficult to wait for the stories. I have no chill. You guys know that. Like, we get on here and we talk. Like, I have no chill for the stories that I have coming. But yeah, I think, oh, I know I can't please everyone. I'm not going to try. It's just today, it's just, I don't know. I think I'm just going to move to once a month Q&As on Facebook, and we'll do our ones on here. I think that's what's going to have to be done. Yeah, I was going to do 2. I don't think I have it in me. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to do 1 a month, and know that their questions might be what they are. So I'm not going to cut any of the books short. They will be what they are to tell their story, and we will get to the stories that we've been building to eventually. I am excited about them. You guys know that. I'm excited about this one. I love this one. I love this reality and how things are different. That's why Haley and Eric had the mating ceremony in this book, because I wasn't going to do the same banquet that I did before. Wyatt being obsessed with Sophia had nothing to do with her dad. They grew up, they were kids together. Claudia, it's in the first book, you guys, but Claudia is into Eric because she's used to people falling at her feet. And she met Eric in a club and he flicked her off. He found her annoying. He didn't like her. That's explained by one of Claudia's brothers in the first book. That's what sparked her obsession with him. So all of his rejections of her, when her charm didn't work, and everything that was sparked from that action. We will see her in lots of the other Ribbon realities, because that doesn't change. But how the situations come up are different to me. So this Haley and Eric have a different journey than the original Haley and Eric. It's actually the point of the Ribbon. Like, they're still dealing with some of the same stuff. It just doesn't play out the same, because I'm not going to write the same thing 17 times, you guys. And I don't think anyone wants to read the same thing 17 times. But I think those key things will keep coming down. Fabian was not the leader of the ring. I thought that I had laid that out fairly obviously. Maybe it's not. But he's not the leader. It's not over. Like, there's a hierarchy part in the story to that. But that was also kind of the point of jumping into this reality, is to highlight that. I highlighted that at the end of Lexi's book, like letting our main characters, and everybody's kind of like, oh, this is bigger than we thought. And, it's alluded to in the books that Haley's list was who she knew was in it, but that doesn't mean that's everybody. She didn't meet everybody. So, This is depressing. So let's make it more fun. Let's give you a tidbit. So in the last chapter, in Eric's last chapter, Titus kind of told his theories about the ring. I will tell you one of them is correct, and I will tell you that one of the people involved is mentioned in book 1, but he was not named. But Haley will recognize this person. So there is somebody who didn't get a name. They did talk. One of the leaders of the ring is in book 1, guys. So he didn't get a name. That was intentional, and he does talk though. So yeah, I just wanted to say a few things about that. Again, don't get on Facebook and comment about how I'm in my feelings today. I don't want them to feel bad. But yeah, I think for myself, it's just gonna have to be a once a month thing. Because it's, I love this reality. I love these books. I love you guys. I love the Facebook group. I love the group. And it's just a few that's just like, I can take repeat questions. It's what it is. Some people join in late. They don't read through all the stuff. That's, but yeah, it's just a little hard this morning. So, I mean, I would hope that, and everyone knows, like, the style of Emlyn and Lexi's book, The Parts, and even this book, The Parts Breaking Out, that was only because Dream had a word count. Like, that's why I can't post the edits to Haley's book in Dream, because I'd have to basically do a whole new book. I'd have to delete that one and do a whole new one, because when you add a chapter, it goes to the bottom and you can't move it. It's a fairly annoying design flaw. But yeah, because I would love to post the edits so that you guys can read the little tidbits that I've added and the polished version. Because there are things that I've changed, I've added, and I've made the tenses match the style of the other 2 books. I did do that, am doing that. And, there are little things that I'm adding to each chapter. No chapter goes back the same as it was when I originally wrote it. I think the little tidbits are fun and interesting. So I wish I could post that for you guys so that you could read, like, the little things. Like, one of them is Aiden, like, just kind of showing his remorse a little bit more with a few sentences here and there. I think those are fun. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't know what else to say about it other than I am really excited about the edits that I'm doing to it. I think it's really fun, especially with writing this story, going back and editing their story. And like I said, I do wish I could post it in Dream, but like, it's not done, and I'm not gonna make a new Haley and Eric's book edited and post that one while the other one's still up, and while it's not done. I do wish Dream would let me, add a chapter and move it to where I wanted it so that I could do, like, part 2, part 3, and so on, but I can't. So, and Emlyn's name in every book moving forward will be Emlyn, for a few reasons. One, that is the name she chose. David picked Evelyn, and I don't think she is an Evelyn. Like, I think I think anyone could agree, she's an Emlyn. Like, she just is. I'm also 1000% sure that if I named her Evelyn in any book, I would have people like not understanding that she was Emlyn, and that people would come at me for Lucas not being with Emlyn and asking where Emlyn is. So her name will never be Evelyn in any book. So there will be books where she starts out as Evelyn. She started out as Evelyn in this book. We just didn't see her. So yeah, she starts out as Evelyn. But in any book where we catch up to her, she will be Emlyn. So that was one of the other things I saw. There were several things. I'm not going to go through and list them all, but that was one. Like, guys, her name's always going to be Emlyn because, yeah, I'm not going to explain 15 times that Evelyn is Emlyn if I had her name be Evelyn in a book. So, because I feel like people would come for me on that one, because I know people are like, are there going to be mate shakeups or, all that stuff. And we've had some mates be different. I just, yeah, they are who they are. And, I encourage anyone who thinks of a reality or thinks like, ooh, this would be cool. You know what? Put it out there, write it down. If you're wanting to write, I encourage you to write. It really helped me. Yes, the leader of the ring has been mentioned but not named, and he did talk. So he's in book 1. So that's a tidbit I'll give you guys to make this not as depressing of a video. But yeah, I know that we have different people in here, and like there are language barriers and things, and I understand that. And I am a very in my feelings person. And for me, it's hard sometimes because I expect people to behave the way I would. And I wouldn't post some of the things that people do because, I've seen, I'm a fan of other authors' pages, and I know that they're not as involved as me. I like to be involved with you guys. I like talking with you guys. The other day when that dream bully was coming at me, you guys came strong and, rallied me. And that's me. Like, I am that way. I wish I wasn't. My husband is not. He is, anyone can say anything to him and he's like, whatever, I'm going to do me. And I'm jealous of that. I love that. But it's not like, words, the sticks and stones break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That was not said about me. They do. I'm a very emotional person. And that's just who I am. Like, I'm not going to change. I try to develop a thicker skin. But I don't know that I can do that, with this book series because, I want to be involved with you guys. Obviously when I see that person commenting on things in Dream, I don't read her comments. I read all the other comments and mark hers as read now because I just know for my mental health, I can't read the things that she says. But to, develop a thicker skin, I would just have to kind of, not really respond on Facebook or not be involved or not answer people's questions on Dream. And I really don't want to do that. So on occasion, I might just get on here and be like, it's one of those days, you guys. But yeah, it's one of those days where it's a little hard. But that's okay. We all have those days, except for my husband, who doesn't let things bother him. But yeah, I will get it together. I have to get off here to join a meeting, I'm a little sad the writing didn't happen the way that I had planned it this morning. I will keep you up to date on what that means for later. I don't think it's going to mean anything. I think I'll get through my morning meetings and just kind of unplug and write. But we'll see how that goes. But I am excited about these books and where everything is going. So they are what they are. They're thought of in my head. Yeah, I do plan them out. I'm not sure if that's what someone was saying yesterday, but I plan and plot them out. And I didn't recycle storylines for this one. Not sure if that's what was actually implied or if that's just in my head, but I did plan this book, and I just don't think the situations we see are the same. I think we're seeing a lot of different things. So that's my opinion. Everyone can have their own. I just don't think that opinion belongs on a Q&A that I'm doing, taking my time out of my day to do stuff like that. That's my opinion. Clearly, some people disagree. Yeah. So, just going to keep doing me because I am me, and, I'm not going to be anybody for anybody else. So, all right. I have to join a meeting. Thank you for getting on here. Thank you for all your kind comments. I did see them. But yeah, thanks for listening to my rant. But yeah, again, there's no need to get on Facebook and say anything about this. I don't want that. Let's just keep it between us, and you guys know how I feel. So I will talk to you all later.